As an international student who's just moved to a new country, I understand how new it can all feel. That's why this video is going to cover the essentials of moving to university and help you ease into your new life as a student.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maka, an international student from Zimbabwe living in the UK. I moved here about 10 months ago. I've just finished my first year. Let's get right into the video. First up, let's talk about preparation. What are the first steps that you need to take once you've been accepted into a UK university? One of the most important things is organizing your documents and then organizing your packing essentials. So coming from Zimbabwe, I needed firstly my passport because you can't travel without a passport obviously, and I was traveling alone. The second thing was my visa. The third thing was my confirmation of acceptance. So these are the three main documents that I actually needed to travel. I don't remember pulling anything out. So for my confirmation of acceptance, they just needed to confirm my start date for my university, the periods which I was allowed to travel. During my entire traveling period from Zimbabwe to London, I only needed those three documents. Another essential thing I needed to have was my TB certificate. This was specifically for my country. Any other countries that are at high risk of people contracting TB, basically. Your offer letter from your university. So this again is basically your confirmation of acceptance. Your accommodation details. When you arrive and if you are immediately coming to your accommodation, you're going to need to know where to order your Uber and such. The next thing would be health insurance, your academic certificates. So I did bring my A-level, IGCSE and AS level certificates, as well as my IELTS, even though it turned out that I didn't actually need them, and my transcripts, adapters that are compatible with the plugs within the UK. Luckily for me, they are the same as the ones at home, but charging your phone from the airport or having a power bank, just making sure that you're online is really important. If you're arriving in September, which is autumn time, you're going to need clothing that is suitable for windy and sometimes rainy weather. If you're coming in January, the start of the winter term, you're going to need clothing that is obviously suitable for harsher, colder climates. It's mainly just wind and rain, so ensuring that you have a raincoat, you have an umbrella, something to just keep you safe from the weather, especially as you are adapting to what you actually need. I found that was very important. Like when I literally arrived, it was raining, it was drizzling. So yeah, basic personal care items that will get you through the first week of being in your accommodation whilst you're going out and shopping. You should try and make time to settle in at least a week in advance before actually moving into university, and making time to actually purchase, whether it's toiletries, whether it's food, whether it's kitchen appliances. Luckily for me, my sister did everything for me and sent over all of my stuff with my mom and my sister. But if you are arriving alone, you can also send items to your university in advance. So that is if you have accommodation. Check with your halls if they would allow you to send stuff before your arrival, and possibly ask if it can be put in your room. I know that's also possible for some universities. Be prepared to buy food whilst you're settling in. You might be recovering from hours and hours of travel. Like I went straight into Freshers Week and there was just not that much time for me to be cooking for myself. Bring some cultural items from home. I know that you having 2 suitcases is very limited in terms of what you can pack, but do put the small items that you can bring just to remind you of home. So for me, that was my photos from our family photo albums, and I look at them from time to time. So anything sentimental, anything that will remind you of home is really important, just to bring a part of home other than yourself to this new place. If you do eat traditional food from your home country, you might not find the utensils that you need to cook that traditional food in the UK. You have a very specific dish that you want to make. Those things might not be as accessible to you, but you can also look around and see which shops, because I know here in the UK there are a lot of Zimbabwean shops, there are a lot of South African shops that I can get specific items from, but they are a bit pricey. So maybe speak to family family members, if you really want something that reminds you of home, who do live in the UK, to tell you where they have local shops in the area, or if they can help you out with sourcing some of the supplies that you want. How can you ensure that your student visa process actually goes smoothly? Start early, gather all your required documents. For me, those are my financial documents as well as my confirmation of acceptance and any other proof that was detailed on the website. Ensure accuracy in your applications. If you do have an agent, make sure that your agent is checking through all your documents. You can also ask your friends or relatives to make sure that the information on your documents are correct, because you can be charged you will be charged if your document information is incorrect. Then book your visa appointment in advance. It does get busy at the visa offices. I wouldn't say it's too bad, but just be prepared to be there for up to 1 to 3 hours. If your visa is like a priority visa or fast track visa versus those who are waiting the normal time, except for obviously the time that you're going to receive your visa. So I had to get a priority visa because I actually got my confirmation of acceptance late because of a few errors that we made. Constantly go through information. It's going to be a tedious process, so you have to prepare yourself with that. But once you're done with that, you're done. Not with documentation processes and such, but you're done for the most part. Let's talk about what you should do in the first week of being in the UK if you want to settle down quickly. So the first thing I would say is get familiar with your surroundings. Try go out on walks. You really need to contact the right departments to get the answers that you need. I believe there is a visa compliance office or something to do with CAS. You have to be specific when you're emailing specific departments within your university if you want to get accurate and fast responses. As you are going through the documentation processes, you are checking websites because their websites are very detailed, and you're contacting the right departments, asking people, family members or your agent to go through that information with you and ensure that the process goes smoothly. Familiarize yourself with everything that is around you so that you can take it all in eventually. You might be still trying to adjust to the way the transport systems work. For me, I realized that like when you're walking, I think you give yourself more time to take everything in and to slow down, to really understand what is in reach, really understand where you are situated in context to your university, your town, or your city, wherever it is. Extract the full benefits of being in that country. Slowly adapting to the bus systems and the train systems. That took me quite a while to do, but that's okay. Is set up a bank account. If I'm being completely honest, the fastest thing to do would be to set up online banking. So I used Wise. I also know in the UK there's Monzo. Those were very easy ways for me to set up money quickly. But I would recommend setting up like an actual bank account where you actually have a physical bank. I think that's also significant, but not too important. I had challenges when I was actually trying to set up a bank account, like a physical bank account. I still don't have a physical bank account till this day. I was able to use my Visa card from home as well as my Wise and my Monzo to receive and send money. I have relatives in the UK, I have siblings in the UK, so it wasn't too necessary for me to have my own bank account. But yeah, Monzo and Wise worked for me perfectly fine, even when I was being paid by my university for the work that I do there. There were no problems in terms of receiving and sending money to my university using my Wise account. Registering with a doctor is also a crucial step. So this is something that your university should email you about, and they should send you a GP that is recommended by the university so you can get that done. I haven't actually gone for an actual checkup, but during Freshers Week they did have the doctors on each and every single campus signing people into the medical system. So that was really nice. Attend the orientation programs that your university actually has to offer. That is how you make new friends or settle in comfortably in the first few weeks. The people that I met within my first week, they weren't necessarily like my best friends, but they definitely did help me in terms of settling in. I remember the first day I didn't understand how to use the buses, so the first girl I met on the bus helped me with the bus system. The second girl I met helped me to actually get to my actual school from that main campus, because it was a walk, and she guided me through everything and showed me how to do everything. Meeting people, and especially like in your halls, just talk to someone on the bus. It will actually help you, and you guys can help each other. I think that's something that's important in terms of your smooth journey. And I also met another girl who also helped me because I did have to attend physical site visits during my course studies, and it was really vital to have someone who actually knew how to use the train system. Students that you meet and the peers that you meet, I wouldn't say they necessarily have to be like your best friends, but it's good to be acquainted with people, especially as an international student. Talk to different kinds of people, not only the people from your home country or the people who look like you. Just talk to everyone, be friendly with everyone, and acquaint yourself with everyone. And the people that stick will stick, and the people that don't. For me, I did arrive like 2 days after the orientation week had kind of started. I would say it just felt like I was meeting everyone for the first time, and yeah, people had started talking to each other, but it wasn't too much of a big deal, and people were still open to speaking to me. If you do miss like 1 or 2 days of that first week of university, worry, don't be anxious, you'll be perfectly fine. People will actually be happy to like see that, oh, like there's a new opportunity to be friends with someone else. So yeah, it's academics. After all, that is what you are here for. What strategies can you use to keep up with your course and excel in your studies? So I do go to an art school, meaning that my subject is heavily coursework based. The first thing is talking to your tutors constantly, at least twice a week. Always be active in class and speak to your tutors. Ask them questions, lots of questions. You are literally paying for their time, and that's something they literally reminded us almost every single week when people miss tutorials. Make sure that you are in constant communication with your tutors. Make sure that you are constantly emailing them. At any point where you don't understand, they are definitely there to help you and to talk through everything that you need help with as many times as you need to. Acquainting yourself with students and just talking to the people who are around you. Luckily for me, I had projects where I worked with other students, so it gave me time to actually be able to ask people for help, to see what different people's strengths were, and to also know when I could contribute to projects as well. Asking your peers, especially those who have gone through foundation school before, they have so much to help and teach you with. If you would just ask them or speak to them, they are more than willing to help than you possibly think. And sometimes you can literally just observe what they're doing and go from there. Familiarize yourself with the academic calendar. Like, make sure you know what is going on and how everything is structured, just to have a brief idea, so that when you're coming into lessons, you have an understanding of what's going on and what is going to be expected of you at which time. Look at your course syllabus. They will tell you exactly what they want, how you'll be assessed, and the rubric. That is what you're going to need to ensure that you're not wasting your time doing things that you don't need to do in terms of your assessment and getting a good grade. I literally realized how long this video is. There's so much to literally say about starting university to help you out on your journey in your masters, your undergrad, or even college, wherever it is, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you